On the slate here tonight is abortion, and the fact that Texas thinks they can control a woman's body, but can't control if their citizens wear a mask or not because it is against their rights. We're going to be talking about the effects of unwanted births on women and the socioeconomic standing of kids that were born in a situation where the government basically made them be a human. But what is abortion? Abortion is a procedure that ends pregnancy, and this is done by using medicine or surgery to take the baby from the uterus, which in turn ends the pregnancy. It has been shown that this is one of the safest procedures that you can receive and is way less dangerous than childbirth in itself. But why do we care about abortions being limited in Texas after 6 weeks? First of all, it is unimaginable that we should expect victims of, let's just say, sexual assault to understand everything that has happened during that time in a short window like that. Sexual assault is not always some random person off of the street where you automatically get tested, get care, that kind of stuff. A majority of times it is a friend, a boyfriend, a boss, a coworker, a family member, etc., etc. Because of this, it can take a long time to understand what has actually happened and the side effects of that, what can come from that. There's also a multitude of things that affect a woman's period, which the male governors that made this law failed to understand. According to Medical News Today, there's things such as stress, trauma, shock, and even some hormonal conditions that can cause one's period to be late. So if this is such a normal occurrence for a late period to occur, especially if stress causes a late period and you are sexually assaulted, there's going to be some correlation there. So looking at these facts, if you're expecting a sexual assault victim to know that she is pregnant only 2 weeks after a late period and carry out the full abortion before that 6-week time slot, then you're failing to realize that there are so many things that can alter a woman's period or make them late. Not only do these legislators not understand the female reproductive cycle, they do not understand a woman's body, body organs, body functions, and everything else that revolves around pregnancy. So if you look here, this is Governor Abbott getting absolutely destroyed by AOC about this new law that was put into place.
That's great. But this idea that we're going to, quote unquote, end rape when the same type of, frankly, rape culture and the same type of misogynistic culture that informed this abortion law to begin with is also, those beliefs are held by the governor himself and this Texas state legislature. Frankly, there are many people in power, as we know from the Me Too movement, that commit sexual assault, that help their friends.
It is almost funny to watch Governor Abbott talk about the female body like he knows what's going on when it is clear that he has never put an ounce of research into understanding the woman's body or female reproductive system. You laugh, but then you realize that this is an actual issue that is happening today, and you have to be in shock if you understand the catastrophe that this can cause in one's life. Not only did Governor Abbott and the others at the state of Texas make this legal, or should I say illegal, for an abortion to occur after 6 weeks, calling it the heartbeat law, but they also made it illegal for anyone helping an individual get an abortion. So, for example, this can be an Uber driver or a friend that is driving the person that is having the abortion from their home to the abortion site, which a lot of times is a healthcare facility. Along with this, in my opinion, the worst thing about this is that it's not just upheld by law enforcement. This is upheld by any normal citizen that can report you for helping somebody. Oh, what do they get out of this, you may ask? $10,000 per report that is proven to be true. This is not only wrong, but can you imagine people just sitting in front of Planned Parenthood reporting every person that drops somebody off? This is just a system for failure at this point. But don't just take it from me. Governor Abbott has all of the answers. In this clip, you can hear how much he truly understands about the females in Texas.
The heartbeat film, why force a rape or incest victim to carry a pregnancy to term?
It doesn't require that at all because obviously it provides at least 6 weeks for a person to be able to get an abortion. And so for one, it doesn't provide that. That said, however, let's make something very clear. Rape is a crime. And Texas will work tirelessly to make sure that we eliminate all rapists from the streets of Texas by aggressively going out and arresting them and prosecuting them and getting them off the streets.
He knows law, right? No. When in reality, Governor Abbott, you really don't know a damn thing. You don't get the fact that 6 weeks pregnant is in reality only 2 weeks late from a normal reproductive cycle period, a normal 28-day period. Normal. A normal period. Most females do not have normal periods unless they're on birth control or some sort of other regulating medicine. So with that being said, a woman that is 5-6 week cycle, they really wouldn't know if they were pregnant or not after that time. But it's okay because you wouldn't understand that for your lack of understanding and research on this topic. But let's go to NCBI and understand what is going on with the female body from weeks 6 to 10 of pregnancy. First of all, at 6 weeks, there's nothing fully formed. What I mean by this is that they are calling this the heartbeat law because this is the first time that you're actually able to detect a heartbeat in the fetus. With that being said, all major organs such as body systems, body parts such as feet, hands, eyes are still being formed at this point. And this article is still talking about the fact that you may not feel pregnant at this time. You may have small visible changes, but overall it's more likely to be things such as slight sickness, fatigue, breast tenderness, and emotional switches, which is very normal for a woman that is not having her period. Not allowing abortions in any circumstance will also allow rape victims' assaulters to have more control over them. In an article by NCSL, it is shown that sexual assaulters have a lot of power over their kid that they basically force to be into this world. Along with this, in the same article, it is shown that sexual assaulters often mess with a woman's birth control beforehand in order to have that power over them. Instead of banning abortion after 6 weeks, I believe it should be the plan to ban abortion after the halfway point of a pregnancy. This would, one, give the victim enough time to have an abortion. Secondly, it would give them enough time to decide what they want to do with their body. Instead of finding out that they're pregnant, if they find out before the 6 week mark, finding out that they're pregnant and having to make the decision within a day or two, that is just simply not fair. Lastly, they shouldn't be forced to carry out a pregnancy that was, one, not their choice to begin with, or on the other side of the table, let's say it's not sexual assault and it's just an unwanted pregnancy. They shouldn't be forced to go through with a pregnancy that they don't want to do. Yes, they may have not made the smartest decisions with their sexual life, but they should not be forced to bring a child into this world that they may not be financially ready for, they may not be in a steady relationship for, so then it would just be another child with a single mom or a single dad. So with all this being said, it does not make any sense to ban abortion after 6 weeks, aka the heartbeat law. They should make it the halfway point of a pregnancy.